How's it going, folks? This is Mike, GREY1951, and yes, I'm covering my face with a hat, at least most of it anyway. I'm feeling very ugly these days, and I just want to cover up as much of me as possible. So I'm afraid this is all you're going to get. Well, okay, wait a minute. I need just a little sight room. There we go. There we go. So, yeah. Some faces should be covered up as much as possible. So it's all right. I've signed up for plastic surgery, and I'm going to be moving a few things around and pushing a few things up. And, need some new teeth and get rid of this gray, and I'll be a whole new person. So anyway, how's it going? Haven't done a video for a couple of weeks, and I wanted to ease back into it a little bit. And I wanted to tell you about something that happened today, Sunday, October 23rd, 2016. Well, actually, that was yesterday. It was after midnight, so it is now October 24th. What do you think of the watch band? Do you like that? I bought this watch band back in 1970, and I bought it at a head shop or something, and I never did anything with it. I kept it in a drawer for 40 some years, and finally got around to buying this little cheap watch and putting the face on the watch band. I think it's pretty nice. Okay, is that cool? So I'm not here to talk about watch bands. I'm here to talk about this cinematic Sunday afternoon we had here in Champaign, Illinois. Now, there were two things going on today. I had to make a choice, an informed choice. The art theater downtown was showing Nosferatu, the original, with a live orchestra accompaniment, just for one night only. So I was really excited about doing that. But then I also found out that down the street and around the corner, the Virginia Theater is showing, or was showing for one night, Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo, which is one of my top 5 movies of all time. I love this, and I go to see it every chance I get when it's in a theater. So which one do you think I chose? See if you can guess. You guys know me pretty well by now. I chose Vertigo. I did. I couldn't resist. I knew that the Nosferatu showing was going to be super, super crowded. And I just, I like Nosferatu a lot. I really do. I appreciate it. It's a classic film, and I enjoy watching it. But I wasn't sure that, I mean, I've been to showings of silent films where they had musical accompaniment, and if I don't like the music they're playing, it can detract from my enjoyment of the film. So I thought I would opt for Vertigo because I kind of knew what I was getting, right? So anyway, that's what I did. So, and coming up on the big screen this week at one of our local Monsterplex theaters, the Savoy 16, they're going to be showing Carnival of Souls with the Riff Tracks guys, MST3K, Mystery Science Theater 3000. They're going to be doing a live, or at least live on your screen, rip-off of Carnival of Souls. Now, I'm very torn about whether or not I want to go see this, because I love that film, and I take it very seriously, and I don't like people to laugh at classic films, which is what I made a video about the last time I made a video, which is about 3 weeks ago. So I'm really torn about whether or not I want to go and laugh at Carnival of Souls. So, but I probably won't be able to resist it because I love those MST3K guys. So I'll turn out to be a big hypocrite and go and laugh at that wonderful horror film. So that's that. And I also wanted to give you a slight update. I bought a brand new film book, which is Roger Ebert's Great Movies Volume 4. And I've already got the first 3 volumes, and I had to pick this up. I just couldn't resist. It's got some, there are a lot of films in here that I've never heard of. I certainly haven't read all the reviews yet, but I've read reviews of several. It's got films that I love, such as Diary of a Lost Girl, starring Louise Brooks. It has Mulholland Drive. It has In a Lonely Place, directed by Nicholas Ray, starring Humphrey Bogart. Yeah, some really interesting things. The Big Lebowski is in here. And it also has, I wanted to read you just a little bit, if I can get these stupid glasses on around this hat. I know this hat looks goofy, but, that's just the way it is. Anyway, there's an introduction to this book written by Chaz Ebert, who is Roger Ebert's widow. and I'm just going to read you the first paragraph. It's very moving. I miss Roger's writing. I miss his wisdom, his clarity, his expansive worldview, his empathy, his enthusiasm, his humor, his goodness. I just miss him. Since his death on April 4th, 2013, there hasn't been a Friday that I pored over the reviews for our website at rogerebert.com without thinking, what would Roger have thought of this film? I guess that's normal, not only because I am Roger's wife and the publisher of the website, but because Roger set a standard for excellence in film criticism that prevailed for 46 years. That's a long time. In retrospect, it's clear to me that Roger's reviews transcended movies. He wrote about life itself. That, I believe, is one of the reasons his work continues to resonate so deeply. Okay, I thought that was very beautiful, and I love Roger Ebert's reviews. I love his writing, so I'm very happy to have this book. Also picked up a couple of cool magazines. Where's that? Wait a minute. Anyway, I forgot to bring it downstairs, but I bought the new copy of Scary Monsters magazine, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of. It's a very, very cool monster magazine. And I thought these guys were going to be going out of business, and I'm very happy to see that they haven't. And in this issue, they have a couple of articles doing extensive reviews of the films of an actor named John Agar. And if a lot of you don't know who John Agar was, he was a very prolific actor in B films, many of which were science fiction / horror movies in the 1950s and up into the 60s. He started out doing mainstream movies for director John Ford, working with John Wayne in films like Fort Apache and Sands of Iwo Jima. He started out on that level, but then later on he became, more of a B actor, but he was very, very prolific and very successful. So he's somebody that everybody who loves cult films of the 1950s, science fiction movies, low budget films, you really need to know who John Agar was, because he was a very, very important figure. So I'm glad to read those things about him. I also picked up the new copy of Videoscope magazine, which is, this is their 100th issue. It's a magazine that does extensive film reviews of low-budget films and just really a lot of things about the pop culture of horror films of not only the past but of today, and has a lot of insight into what's happening in the world of horror and science fiction. So that's pretty cool too. Also, speaking of Albert Hitchcock, I told you later that tonight, I should say last night, they showed Vertigo. That's the beginning of 5 Nights of Hitch. 5 Nights of Hitch, Albert Hitchcock films showing at the Virginia Theater, sponsored by the News Gazette, which is our local newspaper. And so they started with Vertigo. They're going to have tomorrow night The Birds, on Tuesday North by Northwest, on Wednesday Rear Window, and then they're skipping Thursday, Friday Psycho. So that's a good way to usher in Halloween, I would say, seeing Psycho. And so that's my little update. Looking forward to Halloween. I want to make a few videos talking about horror films. And before Halloween comes, I've been putting it off. I've been very lazy and not feeling like getting in front of the camera. But I'm going to try to get over it. And anyway, the next time you see me, the plastic surgery will be done, and I will be a new person. So let me know what you think about the hat. Okay, good night.